As in the quaternary, the four seasons, and the four elements, air, earth, water, and fire, the harmony of the four is a necessary ingredient for sustaining life. Fire is the holistic process of regeneration. Among the many pagan tribes from and at the skirt of Mount Ararat, the New Year is celebrated on the spring equinox with fire. New Year 2010 was celebrated at Baraka with a bonfire. It was a day of burning away the past. Our guests brought with them and burned books that deserved to be burned, clothes that carried the past year's sicknesses, paintings that needed to go up in flames. In particular, we burned history, especially art history. The event was also an occasion to honor Gazans who perished under Zionist fire. Artists who had participated in Gaza Rebirth Project burned the 19 remaining torsos. For all of us who made the torsos, the destruction of our creations with our own hands became a ritual, a symbolic way to have a sense of the pain and loss experienced by Gazans as they witnessed the destruction of their creations. Can art empower the Gazans without cutting the hand of the oppressors, Israel and us, the United States? We are left with a question mark. Can a ritual transform us?
Hey, old man, why don't you look up from your desk where your operations are carefully planned and look into the eyes of your enemy's child? In those pools lies a soul rooted in love, in the unity of all creation. You have the choice to deprive that soul, to allow it to be twisted by other old men as hungry for power as you are, to have it disconnected from its creative nature and forged by hardship and hunger into a tool for destruction, made into that which you fear the most, an enemy with no hope. One who is willing to die just for the chance to visit upon your house a measure of what you have dealt out. Or you can put down your poison pen, that instrument of torture you have used for so long to ensure that you and your kind would never have the evils of earlier times revisit you. You could reject the ever-present boogeyman fed to you by your fathers. You have the choice to stop thinking about this child as a thing that goes bump in the night and think about it as an opportunity to end the cycle. A moment to be savored and held lovingly. So when this child looks back at you, it doesn't see the enemy. It sees the soul of a kind, old man.
All right. Just imagine 1,400 people burnt like this only 14 months ago. They were totally devastated like that, hopelessly like we're doing in the process of burning them and not having conscience about it. 14 months later, we support it, our government support it, our Madame Hillary just came back approving it. So at this point, the 1.5 million, the rest one are going like this, and we're gonna sit through it. And the hopelessness in terms of an action, it's very short of starting a revolution, basically. Otherwise, we have to get used to this idea that this is going to happen to 1.5 million more. We are all hung up on our history and our background and what we think our history is. And Jewish people, 3,000 years, they want to go back home. All this historical thing. The bottom line is, for this to stop, even in Gaza, is we have to accept it. As Americans, we have to accept that we cannot support a fascist regime just for our advantage, because they work for us, they're mercenaries for us, they spy for us, and they do all our dirty work here and everywhere else. The bottom line is, after the 14 months, I've come to the conclusion that the only way I can move toward Israel, the fascism, the Zionism, to make a move, is just to be silent, to go silent. That's the only way I can do it. The same way now is how to starve this monster that is taken over America too, the Zionism, and to fast from ever talking about it. So, as far as I'm concerned, in this property today, I'm burning 20 years of history, of which 90% is written about my issue with Jews. Ready? Here we go. What can I tell the Gazans? There's nothing you can tell the Gazans, any more than the Armenian in 1915 could say anything, you know? They're done. I mean, the acceptance, you have to accept it. We are going to kill 1.5 million like this. We're going to do it. We're already doing it already. We're setting up another one, and we're going to approve the next one and the next one, and we just have to accept, being an empire, lots of people pay dues. Art cannot do anything. Art has never done anything. Maybe it illustrates after the revolution. So if art cannot make a revolution, again going back to Obama says, if we cannot change what Obama wants us to change, we cannot change, it's hopeless. It's hopeless. that's why for me this whole firing thing, it means it's meaningless. Meaningless to take this around and show it to people walking around. Meaningless, because no one is willing to pay $8 a gallon. So when it comes on the bottom line, you want $8 a gallon or kill people, we always choose kill people. We've been doing it since the British. Who is it doing it? We're doing it. Us Americans, not that, not Republican, not we. We're doing it. We're doing it willingly. We're doing it blindly, blindly, like an ostrich. Like the Germans who said, we didn't know Auschwitz was like 2 miles down. And to wake up to say that, for us, not to wake up one day and say, we didn't know this thing was happening. So this action is like, because for me, ultimately, if there is one thing, totally in terms of Judaism, Semitic, anti-Semitic, all that thing, I do it as a prophet, I'm doing it to save those people. Yeah. And I don't know how else to take an action to say, if this doesn't stop, they will be next like that.